You find the products for your clients, what is the usual strategy, especially in 2024, because a lot of clients and a lot of procedures have changed. So is there an alternative to it, or how do you manage that? Because if they become more strict, then this is going to be a problem, no?
Yeah, it is. I think they're focusing more that so there would be just like big brands, professional brands. So there wouldn't be any, I don't know, Chinese resellers or dropshippers. When they optimize the processes and have quality control in China, for example, they can afford to send directly to FBA. But
You also said that listing needs to be changed, so for images need to be changed. So is it just a text on the images, or is it just the design of the image also needs to be changed based on the market? Which country has higher CPC?
in Europe, I think the
Yeah.
German marketplace is the biggest one after the USA.
Okay. Okay.
Is
I
the
thought Canada or UK is not the biggest one. What do you think?
was until Brexit, I think.
Yeah, DSP is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
And I was in, yeah, I have some experience in that. But the problem is, if you have a very small product, then what happens is that DSP takes a lot of resources. Especially, is it better to work with newer clients, or is it better to work with corporates?
Corporates, definitely. Yeah, they have established processes and they're big enough. They know what they want.
So how are you going to scale your business? Because moving from new clients to corporate, it requires a different strategy. How do you do the lead generation for your company? Hi Ula, how are you?
Hi, I'm great, thank you. How are you, Adil?
I'm doing great. So can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a young entrepreneur from Slovenia, a small country in Europe. And what I do is help clients get on Amazon, register their brand, their company, list their products, advertise for them, and also mentor some of them. So basically, full service for Amazon.
Awesome, awesome. So how long did you start it, and where did you get the idea to start an agency for, people who are starting on Amazon?
Great question, thank you. So when I was finishing my master's, Corona hit all of us, and I decided I need a student job to because I had some free time, and I decided to try my luck in Kingsbox. It's Slovenian Europe and one of the biggest European companies in fitness industry, CrossFit, and so on. And they wanted me to help them in customer support for Italy. And then after 1 month, they switched that they need me to try to sell on Amazon. So they didn't have anything on Amazon yet. We had to register their brand, their company, put all their fitness equipment on all European Amazons. I think back then there were 5 of them. So yeah, I was working for Kingsbox for like 2 years and something, and then many clients reach out to me, Slovenian ones, most of them, that they would need help with their Amazon, and then I saw the potential and I decided that it's time to leave. Also, I always wanted to have my own company, so this was the perfect moment, and I just say, yeah, let's go now or never. So basically, that's it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So basically, Corona changed your life.
Sorry?
I'm saying that Corona changed your life,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, basically, yeah. Unplanned, but it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we saw a lot of boom in the especially in Amazon industry after the COVID hit, and especially now it is actually getting a little bit better. It is getting a little bit stable now, but yeah, back then a lot of people were trying to sell on Amazon, and especially on that side. So you mostly have experience in the European market, right?
Yeah, mostly. I have some
So
clients from the States and so on, but mostly Europe.
so how's the experience in state different from the experience in European market?
So I would say European markets are like more strict than the American ones because we have like different VAT numbers for each country. If you stock in FBA, then you have different demands from the ministries, from the like from the countries. Like it depends. You have a lot of work if you want to sell on all European Amazons. So a
Yeah,
lot
makes a lot of sense.
of cover translations in all languages because it's not just English, it's Spanish, German,
Yeah,
Italian, Swedish, and so on.
yeah. So, what do you prefer for the clients? Is it better to write in, Spanish, or is it better to write in English for most of the countries? If someone is starting out, how should they start?
I always say to my clients and to potential clients to focus just on one marketplace first, to build that marketplace, have some reviews, have some sales, and then move forward to other ones. And also always localize the all the things like the pictures, the content, the A plus, the store. Never have like English images on Italian marketplace because like you won't get close to customers, you know. They will just
Yep.
think, oh, they didn't like have the will to translate and take care of our marketplace.
Yes, it makes sense. So, in Europe, there are a lot of other marketplaces as well. There are alternatives of Amazon as well. So, do you recommend putting listing on both of them, or just Amazon is fine nowadays?
I would say it depends from the company's strategy, what they want, how much money can they spend on all those marketplaces. But Amazon is huge, so I would definitely always say go on Amazon first, try there because you have many customers there, and if you succeed on Amazon, you can succeed on other platforms as well.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
But with the, like you said, the customs and the other, there are strict rules in European marketplaces. So, how easy it is to, if I have started in Spanish, for example, in Spain marketplace, if I want to start in German marketplace, how easy is that transition?
So compared Spain and Germany, Amazon in
Yeah,
Spain and Germany.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, it depends from the product itself, but I would say Germany is a bit more strict. But yeah, it depends on the product, you know, because sometimes, for example, a food supplement company needs to have many documents and approvals for Germany or for Spain. Maybe in other country the ingredient is allowed, so I can't like say answer
yeah.
this 100%, but maybe Germany, for example.
Yeah, because this happened with us. Like, we have a European marketplace as well, and we tried to submit an invoice in Germany, and they were like, "No, this invoice is incorrect." And it was a good, like, original invoice, but they were like, "No, this is too less." So, and we were like, "This is how we buy it," but they were like, "No." So, a lot of things, yeah, in Germany, a lot of strictness. How do
Yeah,
you deal with that?
yeah, and also what I noticed in the last few months, they are becoming more strict than ever. Like with all the business owner documents, with all the statements, like they won't allow you to start selling till you like send them all the documents. But these documents are correct in the past, were correct in the past, and they are still correct, but they will just decline them and they won't say what's wrong, so you just need to to keep calm and just try more and more, and maybe in half a year you will like be approved and start selling. It's becoming more strict, I would say.
So, is there an alternative to it, or how do you manage that? Because, if they become more strict, then this is going to be a problem, no?
Yeah, it is. I think they're focusing more that so there would be just like big brands, professional brands. So there wouldn't be any, I don't know, Chinese resellers or drop shippers or whatever. So I think this is like good for good brands, like for big brands that like want to own their part of markets and so on.
Yeah, makes sense. So, Ula, when you shifted from such a big brand yourself, when you were working for, Kingspan, and then you moved to a, smaller brands, people who were, just starting out, how was that transition for you?
It was challenging. It was challenging and it was interesting. So it was difficult because you had like, I don't know, 10, 20 brands that you needed to repeat all the processes, all the things that they need to provide you. You needed to contact them like 10 times, 5 times. Some of them reply very quickly, some of them need more time, and then the registration process is waiting, so a lot of management, a lot of communication, I would say, a lot more than when I was employed in Kingsbox.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah,
So,
sorry.
yeah, it's okay. So, can you tell me, like, you personally have studied economics, right? Both in bachelor's and in master's as well.
Yes.
So, how was that shift? Because if you were, an economics major going to customer support, that is a very different thing.
Yes.
Especially economics, personally, what I would say is it's a very dry subject. So, how do you deal with that?
I would say when you study in Slovenia, you get a lot of like theoretical knowledge, and you don't even know how you will like perform when you will go to it, when you will try a job. So back in my young high school years, I was doing many jobs in marketing, sales, and so on. So this customer support job was not a big deal. No, I was not worried. I
Oh,
just needed to like learn the processes, the communications, the products, and it was all good afterwards.
awesome, awesome. So, you mentioned that you are from Slovenia. It's part of Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah.
So, how is it's different from the other parts of Europe? And what's the good thing about Slovenia? I'm just curious about it.
Slovenia is a very small country next to Italy, Hungary, Austria, and Croatia. And like we have the mountains, we have lake, we have sea, like we have everything, but we are very small. It's like 2 million people in total.
Nice.
Uh, I would say it's becoming more similar to Italy year by
Okay.
year. Not close, but I live
Yeah.
near the border, and I think we get we like feel the Italian culture, But I
Awesome.
know on different parts of our country, they can feel the other country's culture as well. But I think it's good to live here. So
Nice, nice.
very calm. Yeah, it's great to live here.
Awesome, awesome. So, do you guys have Amazon yet, or what's the alternative of Amazon in your area?
No, we don't. We have the closest one in Italy. So we normally order or from Germany or from Italy. And I think we won't have it, yeah, for many years because we're very small and not very interesting. Yeah.
Same for Pakistan. Same for Pakistan. Don't worry. A lot of countries don't have Amazon. It's not a big deal. We have Daraz here, which is the alternative for Amazon. It's basically from Alibaba, so we can order stuff directly from Alibaba and it reaches us. So we can actually order right from Alibaba and AliExpress, and it reaches us faster than the Amazon package reaches. So yeah, it's kind of a different thing here as
Yeah.
well.
That's right. That Slovenia is in Central Europe. It's a great location, for having
Yeah.
a FBA fulfillment center there. But I think we won't have it yet.
Yeah, yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And do you know the JD come in China
Yeah,
from
yeah,
China?
yeah. I have.
You
Yeah,
order from there. I think it's just like Amazon, but
yeah, yeah,
this one.
yeah, yeah. I haven't ordered from it, but yeah, I do have heard of it. Yeah, I've heard from it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I
So,
was comparing it to Amazon and eBay and so on, and yeah, I found it very interesting.
so basically, a lot of procedures have changed since the COVID started. So in 2024, when you are looking for product for your clients, when you are setting up their company and looking for products for them, what's the usual way to find the products that are good to sell in Eastern European market or in European market? Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I never search for their products. They
Okay.
always reach out to me, and they already have their products, already have their brands, so they just want to expand on Amazon. They're normally present on their websites in Eastern Europe, Central Europe, and they just want to expand there and maybe try other countries as well before localizing all their websites. So yeah, basically, I don't search for their products.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, but that's a pretty good model when you can help them because once they have a product, everything else is little bit easier. But if you are looking for a product and sourcing it, that becomes very difficult because you have to figure out the sourcing and then the product, everything for them. So yeah, makes a lot of sense.
A lot of work. Yeah, I wouldn't do that because I'm not a professional there. So it's better that they do that, the all the search and order it and try it and brand it. So it's all done when we list it on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So personally, if you are to start a product in Amazon, what would it be and which marketplace will you start from?
I would start in Italy because it's the closest one to us. It's also
Yeah,
when you ship to FBA, you have lower shipment costs because it's close and
yeah,
because of the customers. I think it's very important to know your customers, how to approach them, how to create the listings for them, the graphics, everything. Because I think every country is unique and
yeah.
I think it's so wrong that many sellers just generalize and maybe use automatic translations and just list the product there without the optimization of keywords and competitors and so on.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So what's the procedure? Do you do translations manually or how do you approach the translations for different marketplace?
Normally, I prepare the listings for them, or we do it together, and then I send the English version to them. So they normally have their own translators or some agencies, and they translate it. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes
Send it
sense.
back to me.
You also said that listing needs to be changed, so for images need to be changed. So is it just a text on the images, or is it just the design of the image also needs to be changed based on the marketplace?
Normally it's just the text that we change. We don't change designs, but maybe this is also an idea to try in the future. Maybe to change designs to see which one performs better. But even though you cannot use it for all marketplaces, if you just succeed on one, you can't like think in an instant that
Yeah,
it will work on all marketplaces.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that's what I was wondering because even for example, for UK and for US, even though both are in English, but the English is changed. The UK English is different from the US English. So
Very
yeah, this is we first saw that problem when we were starting our we put the product on UK marketplace and the keywords were changed, all the keywords were changed. So we figured out that since they talk in a different way, then that's why the keywords are changed and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe the same is for Hungary and Germany, or maybe for Switzerland and Germany as well. I'm not so sure because although the language is almost same, but there might be contextual differences and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely very important to use some translation agencies that are like doing proper translations, not just some Google Translate or DeepL or whatever. It's good to help.
Do you also do Amazon PPC for the clients as well?
I do, I do. I
So
was
which
sorry. Go on.
Yeah, so which country has higher CPC?
In Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because
Okay.
there are many sellers. I think the German marketplace is the biggest one after the USA.
Okay. Okay.
Is
I
the German
thought Canada or UK is not the biggest one. What do
uh,
you think? Like,
was until Brexit, I think.
oh,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of rules have changed after the Brexit. I think it's harder to run in UK now. It's better to actually run in Germany. What do you think? Yeah,
It's still doable, but there are higher costs because you have the shipments, and the duty to pay, and so on. So I would say it's doable, but it's a bit more complicated. But once you like learn the process, it's just like the same every month when you ship the stock there and so on.
makes sense. So when you are shipping the stock to, for example, from China to Germany, is it better to ship it directly to Germany and then move it to UK, or is it better to ship directly to UK? Which one is cost effective, if you know a little bit about it?
My clients always get their stock in their country so they can check it, repack it, and then send and prepare it for FBA. But when they optimize the processes and have quality control in China, for example, they can afford to send it directly to FBA. But I think the quality control has a very big like work to do here. A very good. It has to do a very good job, So they have to
Yeah,
check,
yeah, makes sense.
prepare the stickers for FBA because otherwise Amazon will just decline the shipment and then it can cost you a lot of money.
Yes, makes sense. So, as you said it yourself, it's actually easier to start in States and then, than in Europe. So, for a starter, is it better to start in USA?
It depends where you live. I would say for the Americans, it is the best to start in the States, and yeah, and then expand in Europe when you have some reviews and sales and history. So it's much more easier to just like expand there.
Yes, makes sense, makes sense, makes a lot of sense as well. So, I saw that you have done your, advertising certifications as well. So, based on your experience in, European marketplace, which advertising strategy is better for, your Europe side? Yeah.
What do you mean advertising strategy? In
So when you're launching a product, you have to look for the rank and stuff like that. So have you tried anything that's newer and that is, helpful in European marketplace?
We always start with automatic campaigns and then move forward to manual ones with keywords. We always do our research in Helium 10 and then expand to display and brand. But it's very different from brand to brand what performs better because for some of them, maybe even the category campaigns work very well, whereas for others, it's just spend.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very different from company to company what works. But we always use all three of them. Have never tried DSP till now, but plan to do it in the near future.
Yes. Yeah, DSP is pretty good as well. And
Yeah,
I was in, yeah, I have some experience in that, but the problem is if you have a very small product, then what happens is that DSP takes a lot of, resources, especially for you have seen some results in sponsored display campaigns that, some results are really good, but then some campaigns are, performing really bad. So yeah, that kind of things happens with a lot of DSP as well because it's audience based. So if you make a wrong audience, it gives very bad results.
I agree.
But other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, heard about it and also connected to some people from Amazon. So looking forward to try it as soon as possible.
Awesome. So, Ula, can you tell me that based on your experience, is it better to work with newer clients or is it better to work with corporates?
Corporates, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
they have established processes and they're big enough. They know what they want. It's much easier to work with corporates, definitely. Much, much more.
Okay. So how are you going to scale your business? Because, moving from new clients to corporate, it requires a different strategy. How do you do the lead generation for your company?
So normally it goes from mouth to mouth. Do you say like that in your country as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And you connect with other people on some foreign events in
Yeah.
Slovenia, other countries, and then someone knows you do this, and they recommend you to
Yeah.
that person, and then you get two big brands, and then you can use them for your references, post something on LinkedIn, some case study, and then I think people just start reaching out because someone has, I don't know, a problem with their listing, with their
Yeah.
account. You solve it, and then they ask you to manage other things of their Amazon. Maybe try with some campaigns, maybe list new products, maybe, I don't know, expand to other marketplaces. So I think if
Yeah.
you do the first job very well, and they get to know you and trust you, I think you have their heart, or how do you say it?
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. It's the correct word as well. Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
I think references are very important. You need to
Yeah.
start with smaller ones because when you're starting, you don't have other options. But
Yeah.
if you do a good job, it can like just go up.
Yeah, makes sense. So, you talked about posting on LinkedIn and stuff like that. I have heard from some of my Eastern European friends and especially European friends that it's better to post in the native language rather than in English. What's your thought on that, and how do you do that? Yeah,
I always post in English language. I don't know. It depends if you want to reach your local companies or if you want to go abroad. I always prefer to go abroad to reach foreign companies. So I will always write in English language, not in Slovenian, because
makes
also
sense. But at the same time, you're working for Europeans, so Italians and French and other marketplace and German marketplaces. So because most German friends that I have, they write in German language, and I have to do a Google Translate to understand what he's saying.
yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe if I would like to focus on Italy, just on Italy, I would start writing
Yeah,
posts in Italian language. But for now, I just want to keep it like in English
yeah,
so everyone can read it easily, I hope. And yeah, let's see what the future will bring.
makes sense. So now my last question would be, how many languages do you know personally?
Uh, so Slovenian, English, Italian, Croatian, four for now.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Because we're small and we always need to learn other languages.
Yeah.
To-
Same for in Pakistan, like one language is Punjabi. It's basically a local language that I know, and then there is only Urdu, which is national language. So I know I can write in both and read in both, and then there is English that we have to know. So yeah, and I was thinking about learning German language,
okay.
and then I started, but I couldn't understand it. So
Yeah,
I dropped it midway. But yeah, I'm thinking about learning one at least European language. So for my life, yeah, for personal benefits, yeah.
nice, great. We can just try. You can try Slovenian. I can try speak Pakistanish, or how do you say it?
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Urdu. We call it Urdu. Yeah.
maybe on the next
Sure, sure, sure.
call
We can.
we can say some words.
Sure,
Joking.
sure, sure, sure. We will do that.
It
Yeah,
was difficult for both of us, for sure.
yeah,
It's very
sure.
different.
So how do you say thank you in Slovenian?
We say hvala.
Hvala?
Hvala,
Is that
yes.
the correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, Ula, Khwala for coming on the podcast.
Thank
And
you.
in Urdu, we say Shukriya.
How?
Shuk, Shukriya.
Shukriya.
Yeah,
Shukriya. Adil.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. That was the perfect one. So, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Do you have any closing remarks?
Not at the moment. I would like to thank you for inviting me. It was very nice and cute and cozy to talk about all these
Yeah.
things. So it was not just Amazon oriented. And looking forward to our next one, or maybe to some call,
Sure.
whatever the future will bring.
Sure. Yeah, I enjoyed it as well, and hopefully I can learn some, Slovenian as well. And yeah, we will do, next round of this as well. Okay.
Request here.
Okay.
So thank you.
Hvala,
Hvala.
Hvala, right? Hvala.
Yeah.
Okay.